All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 8 of the Nincompoops podcast. Here's your boy Jim, along with my fellow co-hosts Dean,
Hello.
Kenny,
What's up?
Jeffrey,
Hello.
and Paul,
Yo.
along with our first ever special guest, Helen. Say hello, Helen.
Hi everyone.
Hey, first special guest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give like a little round of applause right here.
Yep. Do you feel special being the first ever special guest?
I've been a #1 fan since the first podcast episode. Okay, that's going way over. But I've been very supportive of your guys' podcast since the very first episode. So very honored to be in this podcast.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess we'll start off with, how do you know us, Helen?
How I know everyone? I guess I'll try to go in order. So, I knew Jeffrey and Kenny first, and I think I met Kenny before Jeffrey, and I met Kenny through a summer school program before high school, which is similar to how Kenny and Jeffrey met. If you guys haven't heard that podcast, after this podcast, go to the first episode of the podcast and listen to that podcast.
Hey.
That was a long ass podcast.
That was years ago.
Personally, I still have mixed feelings about that.
About what?
The very first
the first
episode.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
Anyways, yeah, I met Kenny first. I think we were in the same English class together. So I met him through there. I honestly don't remember how we interacted, but I definitely remember meeting him first, and we were in an English class. And I met Jeffrey. I don't know if we had a same class together. I want to say we had math together. I don't remember, but I honestly don't remember how I met Jeffrey. All I know is that me, Kenny, and Jeffrey, we were good friends back then when we were in that summer school program. We got along pretty well. And then after that summer school program, they went to one high school and I went to a different high school. And then we still talk. We still talk here and there during high school days, but it's hard because we both go to different high schools. But yeah, that's how I met Kenny and Jeffrey. And then who did I meet after? In terms of like who I met eye to eye, I don't even know if that sounds right. I feel like I met Dean first before Paul, but in terms of who I actually like meet and like talk to, I think it was Paul first and then Dean.
I think we were going out for like burritos that day or something.
I don't remember, but I know with Paul we like ate out somewhere.
I just remember Jeffrey bringing you to iguanas.
Oh
yeah, I think that was it too. I think we also went to iguanas.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was definitely very relevant back.
Yeah.
That time when we went regularly.
Regulars.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember like seeing Dean for the first time at his house because he had like a party he had a party, and then Jeffrey invited me over and I was like, "Oh, it's Dean. Nice to meet you, Dean."
Yeah.
With Paul, I don't know. I don't remember. I just know we ate out a few times, and then Paul made it really comfortable to talk to. Because we could talk about anything and he's cool with it.
Oh shit. Hey.
Paul's a sexual deviant, that's why.
Oh. Throw some holy water on him.
Yeah. I pushed the conversation very open territory. So you're like, okay, I can talk whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, unfortunately, I met Jim last.
Unfortunately? Oh.
Unfortunately. Fuck. If
Unfortunately.
I hadn't met that guy.
Damn, bro.
I was about to throw some shade just now until she said until it met last.
It was like an NPC class all over again.
It's this guy.
In terms of meeting Jim, I honestly don't remember the first time I've met Jim, but then after seeing everyone a few times and getting to know everyone, I feel like maybe starting this year or maybe the end of last year is when like I get to know and talk to Jim a little more. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we really have spoken together that much because Jeffrey. Usually, whenever you're back in town or Jeffrey visits you, it's usually just you two. So Jeffrey
Mhm.
doesn't really bring you over, and then he doesn't really talk too much about the things that he does with you and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
so we didn't really have a much of a chance to really get to know each other.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I think it was I think the last time we hung out was when we talked to each other a little bit, and you also know a little bit about me through the podcast as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
but it's fine because now we're all gonna get to know each other a little bit better.
Yay. But yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
basically a quick summary of how I know everyone in
Mhm.
the podcast here.
Our first interaction was during lunchtime. We were playing 13.
Wait, lunchtime were we what?
Playing 13.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So that's how you do like a quick introduction to everyone. Not like that monstrosity we did.
Well, the difference is that we have a lot of history amongst ourselves, whereas with her, she doesn't know some of us as much, so it's like easier to just get it,
That's
Get
true
it done.
too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. But I like the quick and easy guide right there.
You know what? It's over, Paul. Our
okay.
intros are over.
Yeah,
and
it's over.
embedded.
You know, if you're stressed about it, I'll come over and give you some shoulder rubs, Paul.
Ooh.
Nah, I'm not stressed about it.
All right.
It's his
Wait,
favorite.
what,
How'd you
what
know?
about a leg rub?
Oh no, you know what happens if he gets a leg rub.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
You
want
know how
Thigh
I
rub.
get.
He's
All
like,
right.
I'm not in favor. I'm like cool with giving like shoulder rubs, but when it comes to like the legs, like oh no.
Yeah.
That's when you gotta pay extra.
Jeffrey, get out of the room.
Hmm.
Jeffrey, get out of the room.
Pretty much.
Jeffrey, close your
outta
mouth.
here.
Jeffrey, close your mouth. Alrighty.
All right. Move on a little bit. I guess tell us a little bit about yourself, so that everyone, including the viewers, can get to know you a little bit better.
So what do you want to know about me? Because I don't know how to.
So I
What do you
guess
wanna know?
besides hang out with Jeffrey, what do you usually do on your off time? And what do you
What are
do
your
when you're not on your
hobbies?
off time? Yeah.
Wait, what do I do on my off time?
Yeah, like your hobbies. Do you have something that you like to do? Like, let's say on a weekend. Do you like to go eat something? Your favorite restaurant, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love
Read a
eating
book.
food.
If you talk about hobbies, I used to have hobbies.
Dang.
Oh,
But
I'm
now
guessing.
It's more like just
yeah.
watching YouTube videos and watching like shows, but I haven't watched a show in a while. But in terms of hobbies, like the hobbies I used to have, like I play the piano. I love to read like for leisure, so I guess
Mhm.
like what is it? I like to read mystery books, like romance topics, manga for sure. What else? I like to play sports, so I used to play tennis really often, and that was like one of the sports I played for a long time. But then once I started going to college, like that kind of just died down from there. And then it picked up again when I got into pharmacy school because I had a few of my classmates who also played tennis. So, every like once in a while, like after school, we would just like go play tennis at a park that's near our school. So that was pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah, those are the hobbies I used to have.
Nice.
Wow. What college
Yeah.
do to you? Takes away your hobbies.
Wait, what was the
Um,
question?
But other than that, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Jeffrey has mentioned that you were a chemistry major for your bachelor's, and then you went to graduate school, and now you're going to pharmacy school. Is that correct, or is any of that wrong?
So I guess my school background. So I graduated at University of the Pacific in Stockton in 2017 with a biochemistry major, BS in biochemistry, and then now I'm in pharmacy school. I'm on my last year of pharmacy school, and I'm going to be graduating in May of next year.
What made you decide to become a well, go down that sort of work or line?
Well, I guess any typical Asian family, they want you to be a doctor, a lawyer,
Mhm.
just that basic Asian stereotype type of thing.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
guess since I was maybe I think middle school, like I kind of knew I wanted to be a pharmacist, but back then when I told myself I wanted to be a pharmacist, I wasn't I didn't have a really I didn't have a lot of information on what they do. I just knew that they give out medication. I didn't know like there are many fields of pharmacy out there besides
Mhm.
giving out medication. There's so many different pathways of being a pharmacist. And so, yeah, I knew in middle school I wanted to be a pharmacist. And then when I got into to college at UOP, which is a really famous pharmacy school. It's like one of the top pharmacy schools up there. But yeah, I even applied to that school, but I got rejected, unfortunately, which a little sad, but in the end, it's like, kind of happy of where I am now. Um, let's see. Yeah. So I guess the pharmacy school I'm at right now, it's called California North State University, which is a school up in the Elk Grove, Sacramento area. See.
All right, dope.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
that
Pharmacy
was like.
school.
Oh,
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead,
Go ahead,
mate.
Paul. No, you go ahead.
Yeah, go
All
ahead,
right. All right. So, was like you mentioned before, like back in middle school, like you didn't really know if you want to do pharmacy or even what that was.
Mhm.
Was that, and you mentioned like your parents as well. Was that something like you genuinely wanted to do, or was that something you just like fell into because of what your parents wanted?
So initially, I think I did it for my parents just to, satisfy them. But then if you really think about it, like, or if I really think about it, like, they're doing it just so I can, like, just so they can reassure that, like, I have like a stable job and like I can live independently,
Mhm.
so they don't have to worry about me so much, which, I realized that until like later on down the line. But when I was in high school, my dad was fortunate enough to get me an internship when I was a senior in high school at a independent pharmacy. And he told me, he said like, "Oh, just go through this internship and see if this is something you really want to pursue." Because he told me like, "Well, if you like it, for sure go for it, and if not, then that's fine. Like you already know that you don't want to do this, and we don't want to waste time like, later down the line when you graduate from college and then when you try to apply to pharmacy school, you don't want to do it, and that kind of just wastes your time." So it's like, when I got this internship, it's like for sure, like, we don't want to be wasting time. So it's like, when I did the internship, it was a really good experience back then. Like, unfortunately, since I was still like, because I did that internship when I was like 17, so I wasn't 18 yet. So, I had limited tasks to do when I was doing my internship there, but overall, like the staff there was nice. Like I learned things here and there of how the system and the independent pharmacy works. And just through that whole experience, because I did that internship for a year or two. So through that whole experience, I kind of knew, I was like, oh, like this is something, I want to pursue, like, as a career. And so, after that internship, that kind of like solidifies my decision of, oh, I want to like not to do it for my parents, but to do it for me too.
Ah,
Mm.
Yeah.
good.
I hope that
Now
answers your question.
Now let's say like because another question I would ask like had like let's say like hypothetically like money was like zero issue, would you still go into the pharmaceutical field or would you like do something else?
If money wasn't the issue?
If like money was like zero issue, like you don't have to worry about it, you're financially secure and everything, your family was, everything was good to go. Like would you still pursue this same path or would you do something different?
I think I would still like pursue the same path because like what you said hypothetically, like if money wasn't an issue, it's kind of like the situation now because like going a little bit like I don't know if it's personal, but I'll put it out there. But like since entering college, my parents have been financially helping me like throughout almost 8 years of my college career. And they always tell me like, hey, don't worry about the money, just focus on studying and go to school and all that, because their mindset is that they don't want their child to be worrying about financial things at the same time juggling with school, because that's what a lot of college students are like juggling, because they don't like there's a lot of students out there who don't have that family support in terms of financials wise. So like, there's a lot of students out there who have to juggle, have to getting a part-time job to even like pay for their tuition. At the same time, like they have to study and like all that stuff too. But fortunately with me, like, I didn't have to have that burden in terms of like worrying of like, if I had to get the next paycheck to cover my tuition and whatnot. So, fortunately enough, like my parents were able to like support me financially. Even until now, pharmacy school is really expensive, but like, they're still able to help me like pay off my tuition. So I guess in that question, it's like, for sure, I'll still pursue pharmacy.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, but I was talking more along the lines of you're like financially secure, like for the rest of your life, like not just in school, not just with tuition, just for like whatever field or job or whatever thing you decide to go into, like you were set, you were good to go.
I think I would still do pharmacy, I guess. But I did had one moment I did have one time where I thought like if I wasn't going to do pharmacy, I've always wanted to be a counselor.
Oh, counselor.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like just be a counselor. But like I don't know specifically what type of counselor I'll be, but I just know I wanted to do something like counseling wise. Because I think the reason why I thought like to be a counselor was there was a good moment in time where a handful of people would ask me for advice, and I'm like, this is a like you're asking the person who is not really good at giving advice, but I try my best to. Like I just like helping people with their problems. So yeah.
I think we were all at that point, like back in like school, we were always our friend's psychiatrist. Like the things like applied to everyone.
I was the lunatic.
Yeah.
All right, that's dope. So it's usually along the lines of like whatever like feels like you were interested in. It's usually along the lines of, like helping people.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think I have a friend of mine who like lives up in Canada who wants to be like I think it was like a college counselor, something along those lines, where she wanted to like help people like pursue whatever majors or whatever dreams they had, especially when it came to like what classes to take in school. And I always thought that was like, oh wow, that's like kind of a parallel right there. Currently, I think she's like put it on hold, but due to like helping out her family currently with their business. But I think right now she's like looking into like going back and just like actually pursuing her dream in that career.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, all I was gonna say was just like, since you're in pharmacy school, I imagine that it's hard as fuck, and then it seems like a lot of your time kind of learning everything. But I have no clue. I'm a fucking psych major. I don't know jack shit.
Yeah, me either. I'm just playing around in school.
All I know now is Helen's the plug for the drug.
Oh,
crack cocaine!
Our legal drug dealer, yeah.
Yep. Well, so viewers, if you want any drugs, just let us know, and then we'll hook you up at a low price.
Hey.
I would like a
But I'll make
pallet of
money off this.
Benadryl.
you can get Benadryl over the counter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, not those ones, the good stuff ones.
The good stuff.
All of them are the good stuff. What are you talking about?
We get the friend discount. Get it for free.
I think they want like.
You know how much prescription drugs cost in America?
A lot.
It's too damn high.
Too damn high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very high, especially on many drugs. Actually, yeah.
This is kind of a side story. I think Paul saw this story earlier, but this is one doctor who
Oh yeah.
apparently paid like $10,000 for like a COVID test when he knew that it was only worth like $8. He just got ripped off big time.
Did he pay for the test, or did he
Or
just
I
like?
think it was a patient or something. I don't.
No,
Yeah,
it was a doctor. But I thought in the story he just said like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah, no, he
Pay
was
for
just like, yeah, he didn't pay for it. He just said fuck it, and he just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, drugs pretty expensive, man.
They're not.
In
drugs
America.
Drugs themselves aren't
In America.
expensive. It's just that we're just being price gouged.
Well, it's being
Yeah.
told as expensive when it's really not worth as much.
It's like saying like a piece of bread is expensive during the Weimar Republic in like 1920s Germany.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that deals with supply. So
Yeah.
That's
But
like
anyway.
supply and demand, I guess. Yeah. Or just like a shitty economy.
and desperation too. Go ahead, Jim. You were saying something.
I was just gonna say, so for those who don't know, Jeffrey and Helen are currently dating. I think me and Kenny had like a. We were trying to remember when you guys got together because Kenny said you guys been together for 3 years, but I was like, nah, it's not always been 3 years. It's been at least 5. So when did you guys get together exactly, or how do you guys get together?
So when?
Why did you get this with this dinosaur over here?
Wait, what
Yeah.
dinosaur?
You.
Oh, right. That dinosaur.
You did.
You want to take this one, Helen, or?
I think Kenny can help with that.
Oh yeah, go for it, Ken, if you want.
What do you mean? It
Chime
should be.
in.
Yeah, you can tell the story. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. So
all
to
I
answer,
did was wingman them together.
yeah, he did. That's another story. But to answer your question, Jim, it's basically we've been together for 5 years, over 5 years.
Over 5 years. So
Yeah.
2014, 2015.
2015.
See, I told you, Kenny. It's been 5 years, not 3.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
asked how.
Oh, I
Well,
forget.
and you asked
Time
how.
flies. Yeah. How did you guys?
Oh,
You,
so
because
it's
you
just
guys-
pretty much like talking like, we kind of have like you guys. I'm sure we all have used something called AIM back in the day, right?
I wasn't around for that.
You weren't.
I didn't have internet around that time.
But do you know what it is now?
It's basically what Facebook Messenger is.
Yeah, so it's an acronym for Auto Instant Messenger, something like that. And then I believe Kenny was still in contact with Helen. Like he was still using AIM, and then I think
Mhm.
at some point too, like we started using Skype, which Skype was big back in
Doo-doo.
the day. Well, nowadays it's kind of doo-doo. I haven't really used it.
I haven't.
I do miss the sound though when they used to call you. I really
Oh,
miss
yeah,
the
yeah,
ringtones.
I
was pretty soothing.
I don't. I have PTSD from that.
You know, really?
I
Like,
hate
kinda
that
catchy.
Skype's. I hate that Skype sound.
Do do do. Do,
Yeah.
do, do, do,
You know what,
do.
Paul? Would you hate me if I made my ringtone that sound every time you call me?
I mean, I'm not the one hearing it, so I'm
also
like,
true.
I don't know why I would care.
Actually, you know what? That is a dumb question. I should have phrased it differently. But nonetheless, yeah. So we talked on Skype just because Kenny was still in contact with Helen, and you would talk
Mhm.
here and there. But then, throughout high school, like I was like doing like just my own high school things, hang out with you guys. And I think sometime in like my junior year, yeah, we talked a little bit, like me, Helen, and Kenny. And then like senior year, talked a little bit more, but like it was just here and there. And then after high school, like at some point, like we just started talking a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong, Helen, but like I think we did start talking a lot more after high school. I think we talked. Did we talk a lot in senior? Maybe, but nonetheless, one day we just decided to have a small reunion. So Kenny and I decided to go up to what Helen mentioned earlier, up in Stockton, and just have like a reunion. So we talked, hung out, That I talked to. It's just more talking and just seeing each other in person. And then one day, yeah, I'll say it. I asked her out, so that's how we got
So you
together.
popped the question. Huh?
Wait.
What?
Wait. Actually,
Go ahead.
Never
Paul,
mind.
you good?
No, never
Paul?
mind. You're right. You're right. I was about to say like, wait a minute. I thought it was the other way around. But now that I think about like, oh wait, yeah, never mind. That story checks out.
Man, I
It's
thought
like,
Paul was having
yeah,
a moment
story.
where you're like, hold up, that's not the story I heard.
No, all right. Go ahead, Paul. What sounds off to you?
No, you got it right. For some reason, I imagined in my head, or for some reason, I remembered in my head the story I was told. Like, oh, Helen asked Jeffrey out. But like, wait a minute, no, it's Jeffrey. It's the other way around. My bad. I just had a seizure.
That was
Yeah.
quite a reaction, though. Wait.
Yeah, it was a seizure plus stroke. It was like it was so fluid that you couldn't even
I
tell.
was like taking notes, and I didn't have an eraser. I was like, oh shit.
Not gonna lie though, those weights, you had bars, bro.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Alrighty, continue on or
Oh, I pretty much answered Jim's question.
Okay.
Unless you have a
Yeah.
question, Dean.
no, nothing. I'm just
Okay. Or do you have a question for them, Helen? Or
Well, why would she have a question for us?
maybe she has.
It's your story.
yeah, no.
Oh yeah, well I'm pretty much done explaining.
But
I
yeah.
answered your question, so.
I just have one last question concerning this, but so you guys been together for 5 years now, and then you guys have spent probably like 80% of it at least long distance. So it must be. I'm assuming it must have been pretty hard.
Maybe
You know.
99.9% is long distance.
Nah,
It's a really good chunk.
It's no, 80% is a good chunk. Go ahead, Jim.
Maybe
Yeah, so-
80%.
Well, you guys spent like I was just lowballing with 80%, but I'm assuming it must have been really hard. So how do you guys make it work? Because usually long distance is what gets people to not really have a strong of feelings towards each other, you know. So how do you guys make it work for you two?
Yeah, like long distance, it's like a make or break. Like if you really like the person, or it's more like if you two really love each other and like you know that there is some sort of future ahead,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta make it work, or you gotta make it work somehow. Jeffrey, you want to like answer his question about how we work things?
Yeah, if it comes to us working, I think that was your question. Pretty much, I would say definitely open communication, and communication is really important. I would emphasize that to like friends too. Like, what else would be there? I think definitely you do need to. Well, I'd say I'm lucky that I had at least a car to drive. So without the car, like it obviously wasn't gonna work out. So that's how I was like able to like meet up for in person. And you would want to like plan to visit, here and there, and because we're both busy, we try to meet like once a month. So that didn't work out all the time, but then there's also internet, so like we would just Skype. Skype was a thing back in the day, like I said, and then also Facebook upped their game, so that helped out too. And Discord is like now another form of communication panel that we can get on. It's pretty much like you just kind of have to like keep in touch, really. I hope that answered it. I don't know if I explained that too greatly.
Overall, Jeffrey's saying as long as there's a good sense of communication between the two, you'll be good.
Yeah,
And they mode of transportation as well.
right. Because
I'll write down my notes, coach.
yeah. One thing I learned from my old psych professor, well, maybe, professor, teacher, it doesn't matter to me, but from high school, like, we actually, like, learned, like, a lot about, I'm sure at some point in your classes, Jim, you guys have talked about relationship, right? And so
Yeah.
my old psychology high school teacher said that she strongly believes, and it's been researched obviously, that long distance relationship doesn't work at all. Like you have to see each
Yeah.
other. And so like the only way for me to easily see Helen is to like drive up, right? So I would drive up on a holiday, or when I have like a free weekend, if I like worked my homework work my homework and ass off, so I can like have free time on a Friday or Saturday. Like that's what I would do, and it's fun for me to drive. So I'd say it's worth it. Everything worked out. If I was a person that didn't like to drive long distance, yeah, it is a serious issue because we're not really gonna be having any like face-to-face communication,
Mm-hmm.
So I think everything worked out because all these little factors, such as loving to drive, loving to like explore new places, like we did in Central Valley, that really helped out too. Like just going on small journeys.
But then, like,
go ahead, Helen.
So what Jeffrey's saying, like, with him driving up to me, this was like when we were like just started dating. So this was I was still an undergrad. So, things were rough. But then now, like, oh, and also back then, like when I was in college, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car when I was in college because everything I needed was on campus. So it was just walking distance. So I'm just walking everywhere, and that's why I didn't need a car. And so now, like, I'm in pharmacy school and I do need a car to drive around. So, like, it's easier on his end where, I can drive down to see him instead of him have to going up to visit me. So, yeah, like now it's better because, like, I drive to visit him more often these days. And then to add on to what he's saying about communication, I feel like communication is just super important just because, like, if you don't even like communicate with your significant other, it's kind of like, what's the use? Like, why you're in a relationship to begin with? And like, you also want to, like, talk to them about, like, what they like and don't like and all that stuff. And then I think another thing to add to, like, how Jeffrey and I make our relationship work is trust. If you guys don't even trust each other, it's like, eventually you guys gonna like cheat on each other, backstab each other. It's not gonna be a healthy relationship down the line, especially when it's long distance. So, because long distance, like, if you guys don't trust each other, you guys can just easily cheat on each other without the other person knowing.
Right.
So, so trust is just another key component into sustaining like a long distance relationship too.
Now, many people would argue that if it's like same state driving distance or even like 2 to 3 hours, it's technically not that big of a long distance relationship. What do you guys think that the relationship would still be as strong or as effective if, let's say, you guys were in different states or even in different countries?
Oh, I have.
Oh yeah.
Hunting examples for that.
You want to go with that first, or?
Oh, you want me to tell you guys a story?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. So back in my green military days.
You mean blue?
Oh, right, blue, because I didn't get the green uniforms, suckers. So
I thought you meant green as in just like new.
Yeah. Like green as the grass or something.
Yeah. Back in my green days, there were things. There were things I didn't understand at first, but slowly, every time we had a new, personnel on board that just checked in, my co-workers, or like, the people, my seniors pretty much, would like, they played this game where they place bets on how long this person, like a female who's engaged in a different, who's engaged somebody from the state, how long will their long distance last till like she's off with another dude from the ship,
Mm-hmm.
And holy shit, I'm gonna say 90% of the time they were correct, and like, and you're just like, oh, that's outrageous. I've seen people like destroy relationships, like it's usually the female, because they, I know they communicate, but the fact that they don't see each other face to face in person is really like a very big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That happened a lot.
What did it even happen like? With
I think the
couples that were like with each other for a while, even before joining up in the military.
Yes, I've seen like one where it lasted like 3 whole days. She said she got in. She said she was engaged. She loved him. 3 days later, she's out with this dude outside the club, and we're just like, holy shit, that was fast.
So much for love.
I know, like, damn.
That's why I say, like, since I plan to join the military, I honestly don't really see myself getting into any like romantic relationships
You
Or,
say
like,
that
getting
now.
Yeah, you say that
The
now.
funny thing is that my first ever psych professor, he's the one that really got me interested in the subject. That's why I ended up majoring in it. He always joked about how if you're gonna go long distance, just fucking break up with them because you're saving everyone time.
Yeah.
He kept bringing it up because like he was like it's like one of those jokes where it's like you laugh, but then you understand the meaning behind it because it's kind of true.
Yeah.
So
It's funny because it's true.
It probably happened
So-
to your professor, and now he's, he or she's
Nah.
reminding.
Maybe, but I also
Yeah.
think it's just like common sense.
Yeah.
Really.
Also
yeah.
that.
So Paul, you can get in a relationship. You should just break up with them before you leave.
Mhm.
That's true. But I don't know. Even if maybe because it's due to my lack of dating experience, but
Hey, me too.
I
fam.
don't know. I don't know if I really would want to put that much effort into a relationship.
Yeah,
Really?
no,
Yeah,
A
let's
long
I'm-
distance
I'm-
one or
Just any like short term, long distance, short distance. I just feel like personally, I'm way too selfish to have a romantic relationship. Oftentimes, one example I think to myself is the fact that
you
I
can't
have,
wear
like-
a onesie.
in my room, I have like a queen size bed. That's enough to like easily fit 2 people. But if I had to like share that bed with someone else, I would not be a happy camper just because my body heats up really quickly when I'm in bed. And I like to move around. I like going to like the cold side of the pillow. I like going to the cold side of the bed and just like just the idea that I have to like share a bed with another human being. I'm like, no, I can't.
Oh,
You don't
I
have
hate,
to.
no.
I hate that idea.
Oh,
Just
man,
get 2 twin-sized beds.
But
Oh, that's
I'm
perfect.
just do the thing like they
I know.
do in I Love Lucy with like
No, I feel
Lucy
Paul.
and Ricky, where you're like, yeah, we have like 2 separate beds in the
Bro.
same room.
I remember sharing a fucking pull-out couch, and I got kicked out. I slept on the floor that whole night. I was sad.
Damn, son.
And she gave me one pillow, and I was like, yo, fuck this.
Wow.
Wait, what? When was this? Was this when you were across the country, or
Yeah, this was in Japan.
Damn,
Bro, that
That's
sucks.
so sad.
dang, what? How did it happen to you?
I don't know. So sad. I was crying in the
Oh,
People are selfish, and I'm an example of that.
I was
I would
crying,
not. I
I
would
was
not
crying
want
on
to
the
share it.
floor.
Well, actually, I'll be honest, Paul. You did shit when we were in Japan. I didn't know that you hated that much. So, sorry.
I
man.
mean,
Well, he hates women.
part
apparently.
part of it also. Part of it all. You also kind of proved my point while in Japan too, with the fact that you took up 90% of the bed and just like took all the blankets too.
No.
Wow. A hard time sleeping that night.
Did I punch you in the face too? I forget.
You didn't punch me, but you were like sucking dick with Shian
Shian came in
every
the night.
night. Mhm.
Oh man, yeah, that's a joke from the previous episode, guys. If you guys,
That's
haven't
not
watched
even the
it.
previous episode. That was like
2 episodes
episode
ago.
6.
Oh, I take that back. I'm sorry. That was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Jedediah95 says he will remember this episode for in the future you do meet somebody, Paul. But
Just said in
yeah,
the top left corner, like he'll remember that.
yeah, yeah. Relationships are just a lot of time commitment, and then it's a lot easier when you just literally just drive 10 minutes and see that person. But when they're just that far away, it just it's a lot more difficult to maintain that communication. And then when you realize that you can't be held accountable because you're so far away, it makes it a lot more likely for you to cheat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've seen this happen a lot with some of our like people from RTC, because people in RTC, a lot of them end up going to the military. So by going into the military, you're just gonna be long distance unless you're like reserves where you like stay here and then go to school and stuff. But when you go active, it's impossible for you guys to fucking just randomly just meet up, with each other once a
Yeah.
month, because that person is like off somewhere and he's gonna be there for like months and months.
You have to
Right.
plan it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And-
absolutely right.
And like I'm not saying they're just doomed to fail, because we know some people, some friends that have made it work and are happy now.
Mhm.
But I'm sure that for them it was still very fucking difficult.
Yeah.
And because of that, a lot of people it just doesn't last. Like usually one person cheats, or even sometimes the person back home just loses like all sort of feelings towards the other person, you know.
Yeah,
And
it loses
it
that
just
spark.
it
Yeah.
sucks. Yeah, and even though you guys are within like a few hours, I think it's like probably like 3 hours between where Jeffrey is and where you are, or some shit. But
Mhm.
that's still very hard, and I really commend you guys for making it work for 5 years, because it's not something easy that
Oh,
anybody can just
thanks.
do. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it is difficult. I will admit it. Like
Yeah.
long distance relationship, even though we're like, let's say, I don't know, 100 miles or 200 miles, the further it is, it gets harder. And
Mhm.
definitely, I think when you were asking me a question earlier, Paul, if it was like we're in different states, it does get harder as the distance get further. So definitely, I think yeah, it would be something that I probably wouldn't take on because that is actually very difficult. To answer your question earlier,
Yeah.
and I like what
I
you
reckon.
said, Jim. It's absolutely true. I'm very sure. Like me and Helen agrees with what you said because
hmm
we had our difficult moments just because we can't really like meet up and our time matching
Yeah.
up with each other. So,
Yeah. We did have those moments where, things were rough and then like, yeah, we had small arguments here and there. Yeah, it was hard back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
All right. On a more positive note, Paul is a selfish guy. I can confirm.
Yeah, I second the motion.
Hey man, it's not that like I mean yeah yes I am selfish. I literally said that, but honestly I don't think I would be too upset not getting into like any like close relationships or any like romantic relationships.
wait, go ahead. Sorry.
Because I don't know. I just see myself just like I'm like ambivalent, or I think that's the word, ambivalent. If it's not, I'll correct me later. But I'm just like whatever about the fact that whether or not I do get with someone. If I do get with someone, I'm like
It's a
awesome,
guy.
awesome, that's dope.
He's got pee.
If I don't, if I'm like single for the rest of my life, like I honestly equally don't really care. It's just that I value my own freedom way too much.
Yeah, there
And also,
There you go.
and also with the lifestyle, like planning to go into the military, which this month I probably around the end of this month I'll be contacting OSO, which is officer selection office. But so just my plans of going to the military, I don't think it would work, especially with the high divorce rate in the military.
What
Just
Paul's
wouldn't
trying
work?
to say is that he doesn't want to get caught cheating.
No, not even
That's
that.
cheating.
No.
Not even that. I
So-
don't see myself cheating, because unless you count like, oh, you went on a Pornhub, you stroked your
No.
dick a little bit. Hell no, then I guess that would be cheating. But honestly,
What?
I don't see that as cheating, and I don't see myself actually getting with another person if I am in a one-on-one relationship.
Wait, we gotta back up here. So
What?
you're saying that when you watch porn and you jack off, you consider that as cheating?
No, I don't. But I do know that some people do. Consider
That's
that cheating.
wild.
Yeah.
That is
Really?
wild.
People be like,
That's
Yeah,
wild.
that's a
I
little.
think
I never
it's
heard of it.
I don't think it's cheating either.
I think most regular people think it's not, but a lot of people have like they draw different lines.
That's
and
interesting.
Some people would like consider like, oh, you go on to porn, that's cheating. If you talk to like another girl or another potential like another person, that's like considered cheating.
Well, talking to
like-
another girl,
Yeah.
it just really depends on the situation. It can go both ways.
It could definitely go both ways. Like if it's like a guy who's like, yeah, you can't talk to other guys, that's cheating. Then that's also equally as crazy and equally as dumb.
Yeah. Mhm.
But there are people out there that like draw those lines, and that's
Yeah.
insane in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
That is
I
crazy.
never heard of that one before. Actually, I
Yeah.
can believe it is possible outside.
what
Um,
I've learned anything from like the political climate today and just like 2020 in general is that there's a bunch of fucking crazy ass people out there. So if you think like there's no way that exists, it probably exists. Just like the whole Rule 34 thing with like the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, Rule 34.
I don't even know what that is.
Rule 34.
What-
Yeah, I more or less agree with Paul on it. Well, unlike Paul, I'm not like, hey, you know, I want to do my own shit. But for me, right now I'm just not looking for anything either because I feel like if I'm not into the person, I feel like I'm just wasting both our time because
Mhm.
you know if if I'm not looking for anything, then what's the point? And
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
with Paul, if Paul meets someone that he's really like he truly really does like, and you know they get to know each other, and he ends up really liking her, I think Paul will change his mind then.
Mhm.
But yeah, because Paul is just kind of busy trying to you know grow himself, like go through a growth right now by trying to take this step into joining the military.
Mhm.
It's just better for him to just focus on himself rather than just worry about you know
Yeah,
I'm still
Paul.
single,
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's also very true. Cause
Get in with the motto.
current economy is also pretty crap. Like,
Yeah,
you guys, like, apparently, like in the United States, like 52% of like young adults
I definitely know
in the
Paul's
country
motto now.
still live with their parents.
yeah. On top of that, millennials, there's not enough information on Generation Z to have much of a conclusion or a statement yet. But millennials are having a lot less kids than previous generations. It looks like it's going to go with a downward trend with the Generation Z, which is what I think all of us are. Because if you're born in '95, you're Generation Z, and if you're born in '94 and earlier, you're Generation or you're a millennial. And it's going on a downward trend where you see people our age are having less and less kids in general. So you know, when it comes to relationships, people are just not hooking up as much. People are not fucking as much. So you know, you
Yeah.
you are seeing a noticeable downtrend. So people our age aren't gonna be doing, you know, those things as much as previous generations.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it was also because like our generation is a lot more cynical, and same with the younger generations, also a lot more cynical about the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
So-
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that not only is it harder for people to move out and kind of own that house, and you know the whole American dream where it's like a house, white picket fence, and a car and all that stuff, and kids, like that's not happening as much, nowhere near as much as it used to, and
Mm-hmm.
because people are more focused on just fucking, you know, surviving. Like people our age are staying
Mhm.
living with their parents. They're just trying to survive financially. People are not going to get to as many relationships, and people are not going to have as many kids.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah. No, you're right. The American dream isn't the same as many years ago. So.
yeah.
Definitely. What was it I wanted to add? So, oh yeah, it's actually for millennial. What's the scale again? Like, what's the year? Like, it was like starts from when?
I believe the millennials are from 1980 to 1994, or 79 to 94, or 80 to 94, and then Generation Z is 1995 to 2010, and then anything past 2010, I think they're called the Alpha generation. But they're all,
What?
The
What?
what
They
generation?
get the cool name? Aw, sons of bitches.
Wait, what was it
No.
called?
what?
Like
Well,
Gen
well-
Alpha or something like
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
the
Gen
Alpha
Alpha.
generation.
The Alpha generation.
How do I
They
join that
they just like recycle. They just go back.
You just go
Yeah,
back inside the
okay.
room and just chill there for a little bit.
Yeah, if that's the case, yeah, I got a lot of people calling me. Oh, what are you millennials doing? I was like, millennial.
Yeah.
I don't
so
think I'm a millennial here. Like,
Oh, we're-
So
we're-
you
we're
barely
definitely-
missed the
we're-
cutoff.
We're definitely millennials.
Yeah.
No, you guys aren't millennials. You guys barely missed the cutoff.
What?
So you guys are the first year of Gen Z, whereas with Ron, who is a year older than Dean, he was born in '94. He's the last year of millennials. Obviously, there's not much difference between how he was raised and how you guys were raised, but obviously that split has to happen somewhere, and then you know just
Yes.
happens to be the year you guys were born.
I don't know.
All in all, we're
I've
all
always
humans
had.
at this point.
I don't
I don't
give a
know.
shit.
I've always had disagreements about like some of the specifications what considered millennial. I always consider just like if you're born before the year 2000 and you became an adult afterwards, then
No.
I would consider you a millennial.
According to
That's
most
just me.
generational studies, the 95 is the first year for Gen Z. For
Mm.
most studies that are conducted with generational studies.
All right. I mean, I guess I'll
So,
take it.
like obviously, there's like barely any difference between you and Ron, who's only born a year earlier. Like there's like barely any difference there. But
Mm.
again, the line has to be drawn somewhere, and that's just happens to be where where it was drawn.
Yeah, I think also the trend that you're talking about too. Just adding, I think a lot of people aren't really having kids. That part, they're actually more having like they're owning like a pet animal, like a dog. I believe that was a trend too. Last time I read into like articles.
Yeah, dogs are way less of a commitment.
Uh,
Than a kid.
that's true too. Yes, absolutely.
I could, if I had to like pick, I'd probably pick a dog over a kid, personally.
I would too, just cause maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe if like of course, if people are definitely financially stable and like they're ready to having a kid, yeah, I could see. I would probably say lean towards more of saying yeah, sure.
I'm done with having a kid as long as it's with someone I really care about and something we both agree to and put a lot of thought into. I'll only then will I want to have a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of commitment too. Just like Paul said, more commitment than a dog.
My requirements are like, obviously, with a partner, I'm like super close with, like I really want to get with. But when it comes to like having a kid, there's also the financial factor of it.
Yeah.
There's also like the whole confusing part about me being in the military, because I don't want to make it so like my family has to like move all over the world. Where I mean that's a good thing in that like I get to experience like multiple cultures, but it's not like a stable environment for like a person to grow up in. Just like
definitely,
it sucks for them.
Because then it also like stunts their own like social growth.
Yeah,
like making friends. I mean, it forces them to make friends faster, but they don't get those long-term lifetime commitments.
Yeah.
But then there's also like, and then there's also like the political and social aspect of like, hey, the world is kind of ending right now. I don't know if I want to have a kid where they're like, hey, you know how like people used to live up to like 90 years old? Yeah, you're probably going to get like half of that at most. Which is like worries me, especially when it comes to like climate change. That's what I always constantly think about. I was like, I don't know if I'd feel right, especially in America. Like, I don't know if I would feel right having a kid be born in this world. And just
that's why I'm moving to Japan.
That I'm like thinking like
Japan's the opposite. They want kids, bro.
Yeah,
they want kids.
Perfect.
I will be a supplier.
Will you be on the escort list if I see you?
Bro, no, because you can't have kids, Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, through that, right?
Yeah.
All right, I take that back.
Yeah, it's gonna be some dystopian world where Dean gets tied to like a fucking chain, and then he just lays there on the floor, and then they just dip the Japanese women into him as he has to impregnate each one before his shift is over.
That sounds fun.
That's a hentai plot right there.
That is.
I
sounds
put
like
a
one.
mental image on my mind about that. Oh god.
Dean has like an expectation of it being like some crazy sexy hot time, but no, it's just like fucking factory stuff.
I'm just fucking tied down.
Factory shit.
I'm just tied down.
It's funny you guys say that because I've legit just like read a hentai, I think like yesterday night, where it was like the whole like milking factory with like human women and just like laying eggs and like giving birth and all that.
But they don't. What?
What is
you're a fucking sicko, right? Stop talking about hentai.
It's a hentai plot. I'm just saying, it sounds like a hentai plot.
Well, it's more tame than the other things I've heard you say. So.
Just like
but I get it. Paul's like, it's like the same concept. But
Yeah.
Like, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know Dean at least does.
Yeah.
See? I'm not the only one.
Still got that magazine this day, Paul?
I do still have the magazine. It's like right under my desk. And I've like opened it every now and then, just like, maybe it's like potential fat material. I even like opened up one of the CDs at one point and like put it into my computer, just like watch. And it's just like, it's when it comes to like Japanese adult videos or like Japanese porn, it's kind of hard to watch, really. I don't know if I could, unless the girl's like really attractive. I have a hard time getting into it, just for the simple fact there's the censorship.
Yeah,
the censorship. It just ruins everything. It's like my immersion.
Does.
I can't get into this.
Okay.
Unless
The
I've seen like,
blurriness.
unless
But
I'm
how
like
dare you
seeing,
call them beautiful milfs ugly, Paul? How dare you?
unless I can see like each individual pussy cube, I'm not interested.
You must be like count the amount of hairs.
I know, unless I can count the hairs, I'm not interested. If it's just like a blur, I'm like, come on, bro, I can't do this. It's bad enough that they even do it in hentai. Why you got to do this to my real porn?
Yeah, Japan's really weird. They're really prudish,
They're very
Yeah,
prudish,
but at the same time they have bullet trains. So it's like, damn, do I want to be there?
no,
I
they're
know.
prudish, but at the same time, you go into like Tokyo and there's like sex shops everywhere.
Dude, they have like, I'm pretty sure they have hentai plots for like literally everything in existence, or you possibly even think of. Like any concept you can think of for porn, it's there.
Yeah, they start the trend kind of stuff.
Like,
Hmm.
so a little story here. So everyone here except Helen and then some other people went to an anime convention around in the area, and then we went to this night called Hentai Night for fun.
Oh yeah, hentai night. I love hentai.
And-
Yeah, right.
And then we fucking actually, Jeffrey, were you there? I don't
No,
think
I wasn't. But then I heard the
He
stories
didn't.
and Snapchats.
I don't.
Oh, you
think
didn't go.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
didn't even go
No.
to like the convention.
So yeah, this was last year, and then so I think we just wanted to go because it was just for shits and giggles, right? And then we fucking go inside one of the rooms, and then it was quiet. We're like, "What the fuck? This is weird." And we just went to the next room where it's like loud as shit. And then, the very first thing we watched. It was really bizarre. It was like this. Well, this is an NSFW topic, by the way, but it was pretty much this fucking girl who's getting fucked by another girl who I think had a dick. But then, like,
Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
whole
funny.
pizza thing. Yeah.
but then, like, her fucking tits were fucking so swelled up because I think eggs were being laid in there,
Some parasite.
Oh yeah, I
and
remember.
then like
Yeah.
these bugs started like being born, and they
Yeah, I don't think we should-
they were
That-
born
yeah.
through the nipples, and it was really bizarre. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? But then the funny part though is that every time like a character or one of the characters is about to bust a nut, everyone just starts chanting USA, USA, and then Paul fucking got his rocks off, bro.
Bro, it was like
I
it was like a really good you know.
It's a good way to like make it less awkward. And just,
Yeah.
yeah.
it was like I'm like when it comes to like politics, I'm like poo poo over like what the current state of America. But just in hentai night, in that one room, throughout like that couple hours, I never felt more proud to be an American.
Yeah, it was a solid community.
It was a solid
Yeah.
community. It was like at the same time, like even though we're all watching like Chinese cartoon porn,
Degenerate
just-
stuff.
Wait, what?
it was like it felt like there was like a never more wholesome experience and just like
Yeah,
being
like,
in a giant room with like 100 people all watching hentai together. It's
Yeah.
just like pretending it's like a sports game.
We all thought it was funny. It's just that one of our friends brought like their friends, and then their friends was like, "What the fuck are we doing here? Why are we doing this? You guys are fucking weird." And then we were having fun with it, but Paul was having a lot of fucking fun with it.
I was having the time of my life.
He made
Oh,
friends who were sitting in front of us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
made
it was-
friends. Yeah,
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
quite an experience.
indeed. It was a shame that hentai night was at the end of the week or end of the weekend of the convention.
yeah.
If it was at the beginning, shit, I would like you guys have fun with like your buying your stuff and your whatever you do, your art, your shirts, and your doodads. I'm just gonna go over to hentai night. That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if hentai night and the other stuff that convention doing were like at the same time, I think they would lose a lot of people to hentai night because everyone would
That
just
is
be
very
in there.
true. That is very true.
Yeah. Good thing no
So-
one.
Yeah.
Imagine just one person just jerks off in there, and everyone else just like, huh, and just like just sat there. But instead of that, we got everyone chanting "USA," and I felt the most American I've ever felt.
Nah, dude, hentai night is not about like jerking off or getting horny. It's just like watching the art that is hentai and just like enjoying it with your mates. Just
the
like
sauce.
the sauce and just like the whole anime community is just like getting together and just bonding over the fact that a girl's getting fucked on screen.
Cheapers.
or even like some little kid who's like being like super lucky. He's like, yeah, he has like 3 girls all over him.
The
Thank
god
God.
himself.
Thank God himself. I'm like, man,
Chads of all Chads.
how much would I pay to be that little kid? Just saying, like,
I know, right, Paul?
being like this, being suffocated by like these big tittied ladies.
What kind of contract do I have to sign from the devil to achieve that dream? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
If a demon tells me like, hey, if you sign this contract and we have your soul, and you get to be the kid, I'll be like, I'm in.
In the comment, Jedediah said, "What the hell is he listening to?" Yeah, sorry, it's
You're listening to art. You're listening to what you're missing.
The
all right?
supreme art.
We would have went back to like that convention again had COVID-19 not happened.
Yeah, we were ready.
Yeah.
We were ready. We had our tickets bought and everything.
Yeah.
That's fucking lame.
We didn't even get a refund either.
Yeah.
whoa,
just
no,
like-
you guys
Oh,
didn't
wait,
get a refund?
so
No.
does that mean you guys get a ticket for next year?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they did, but
It's
it would have
bullshit.
been better if we got the refund.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's going to happen next
Yeah.
year.
I think
Yeah.
if it doesn't happen next year, they should just like, okay,
should
we'll
give-
just refund
yeah.
this because like,
yes, they gotta. That's a lot of
Yeah, a
money.
lot of people are pissed off.
Oh yeah, you guys probably paid like what, like $60, something.
I think 75.
Okay, that's still a lot of money. That is a lot.
I don't even think the 2020 Tokyo Olympics was supposed to happen this summer.
Yeah, it was supposed to.
And it got postponed to 2021. But I hear they're also considering like maybe like canceling 2021 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really sucks
Dang.
Because
for their
You know.
revenue.
They're like the whole world hasn't defeated COVID-19, so it wouldn't feel right. And
Yeah.
when I hear that, I'm like, America, you sons of bitches,
Yeah.
it's your fault.
My body, my choice, Paul.
I
Yeah.
guess.
No, it's just America. Some people that they. In our case, we just meet up because we don't really go to many very places, and we don't see too many other people. But then, like, there's just some people just straight up just don't believe in masks. They don't believe in social distancing. Some school, like I have a friend in Texas who said that schools there are just straight up open. Everyone's there, going to class with no masks, no social distancing.
Oof.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I heard that, I'm just like, your state is the reason why we're gonna be in this mess for a couple more years.
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, right now we just reached the hour and 3-minute mark.
Yes, we did.
Indeed.
That's
Normally,
nice.
when it comes to like, whenever we start recording, I don't look at the clock for when we start, and then I don't notice until like maybe about halfway through, and I'm like, ah, shit, when did we start recording? I don't know how much time we have left.
Hmm.
It's alright. Do you?
Fortunately, we were able to keep track this time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyone else want to add something before we end, or do you guys want to talk about something, or just call
Yeah,
it?
you guys want to go with
Let me add something real quick. Fun fact. This is backtracking to like Japan and pregnancy. So the government does pay some fees when your significant other is going to labor. They actually help you pay. Like the
I think
government
you have to
actually
be
helps you pay.
married,
Yeah.
right? You guys have to be married though.
Well, yeah, of course. But
Yeah, okay.
that's just a nice thing that we
Yeah,
don't
that's
have here.
Pretty good.
Well, Japan has a lot of nice things
Yeah.
we don't have here.
Yeah. Like,
A lot of the world has a lot of nice things we don't have here.
Yeah, we're pretty much a third world country with a Gucci belt, from what I've heard.
Yes.
Did you guys want to go with another topic or?
We can.
I mean,
I'm fine with
I'm
it.
up for it. I don't.
Yeah.
I
don't really
mean,
mind.
today has been a very I don't know.
Orangey
not
day.
orgy. Just,
No, not
just-
orgy,
just
but
Orgy.
orange.
Yeah,
orange.
yeah, I was like,
Orange.
orgy, god damn.
Orgy.
Yeah, not
I was like-
orgy.
I'm like, shit, son. Where was my invite?
Yeah, where was
If you
my
if
invite?
you
Like,
if you're like, hey Paul, you should hang out with us more. All right, where's the orgy party? All right, if it's an orgy party, I'll consider it.
All right.
But if not,
that
I'm
makes
like,
it
nah.
official. Orgy party next Friday.
Oh,
No.
All right, just
I'll bring my socks.
Bring all the ladies. I'll be there.
you want to see Paul? You got fucking plan an orgy. That's how. That's how
hmm
But everyone has to
That-
wear a hazmat suit and social distance, so we'll make it work somehow.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is very orange.
yeah, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Especially here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got another topic to bring up. It's like probably like 10 minutes. Is
Sure.
that's cool?
All right, go ahead.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
Say
so
10 minutes was gonna be like half an hour.
could be right. It could be.
Yeah.
It's 15 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. This one won't take too long. I got a question. If you
Yes,
And
I'm still a
this is
virgin. Oh, wait, never mind. All right, go ahead, Jeffrey.
if you could date any celebrity you want, and if the first one doesn't work out, you can go with a second one too. Who would you choose first if it doesn't work out? Second, if you know. I'm sorry, I asked that poorly. Who would you want to date? And if it doesn't work out, which second person would you want to date? It could be celebrity wise or someone that's like a or popular media person.
Okay.
So
Is it sad? I know the more politicians than celebrities.
yeah, you know what? Actually, I think
Oh,
that's right.
shit.
Politician works too.
No,
It doesn't have to be
I'm not
celebrity.
picking a politician.
Oh, okay. I mean, I heard
like,
Nancy Pelosi's a good
Oh,
choice.
No.
Just
no.
want to say,
Don't even.
I would like to
even do
date
it.
Bernie, and then for my second, Joe Biden.
if we were like if we're like politicians, I think like Jim and I, or like even Dean, we have like one person that immediately comes to mind, but I don't think it'd be wise to say.
Is it?
I
mean,
when it comes
Is it-
like
Is it Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
yes.
So,
That's
celebrity,
what I'm saying.
politician. If you want to choose politician, go for it. Someone that has like a public image in the world. So,
Including porn stars.
yeah, absolutely. Even porn stars. You want to talk about dancers? Sure. Hell, even musicians, singers, rappers, athlete. Go for it. Just
Oprah.
someone
Hulk
popular.
Hogan, just someone famous.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You want him to go WWE on you, huh?
yeah, gotta
No,
get that
just
leg
Hulk
drop,
Hogan.
dude.
Visit Hulkamania.
He'll do something
Yeah.
called SmackDown on you, Jim.
No, Jim's gonna get the third leg. The third legged drop.
Oh god.
All right. Well, why don't you start first, Jeff?
Yeah.
since You
Okay.
posed the question.
That's
Number
I'll go
one.
first.
What was his name? Keanu Reeves.
Right.
For Jeff.
All right. I guess the first person I could think of on top of my head would be Jessica Henwick. That would be the first celebrity I would see if I could try to date. If that was a possibility. Yeah. Go ahead, look her up. I heard the typing was.
That was my typing because I have no clue who she is.
Yeah. So she's a.
Never seen her before.
Oh yeah, she's an actor and she's from Europe. Like I think if you
English.
watch Game of Thrones or you watch Marvel, what was it the Marvel Defenders? Yeah, she'll be in that show. That's who I would choose first. If I had a second choice, I can't think of it right on top of my head, but nah, I can't. I don't. I can't think
Ow.
of any. Yeah,
Okay.
but that's who I would choose.
I fucking hit my shin on my desk.
Oh no.
Right, like just like a alternative world, I guess.
Alright, I need it.
So if you guys could have a threesome with any two celebrities,
Oh come on,
if
bro! I'm
you
gonna
want
have
to.
a hard
I'm just
time
kidding.
with like one female.
Bernie and
celebrity
Joe
right
Biden. I already know Paul's answer. I just said
Dude.
Paul's
now.
answer.
Really? 'Cause I don't know my answer.
I can imagine Paul already, like when he starts saying, "I'm once again asking you," and then I can already see Paul getting turned on.
oh, I am once again asking you to suck my dick.
No, not suck my dick. It's rub my leg.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. Paul's quiet.
Yeah.
Yep.
He knows.
All right.
There's only
I'm
one
sorry, I
answer,
didn't mean-
Paul.
I think Jennifer Lawrence and then Scarlett Johansson.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Who's next?
Who's next?
Wait, I feel like we answered we had this question.
Did we?
No,
I think
we
we
never did.
debated having this question like before.
Yeah.
Yeah, beforehand.
Oh, okay.
It was
But we never
beforehand.
actually did it.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, okay. Mine will be, I think, my first one would be what's her name? Mila Kunis,
Okay.
the voice actor
Oh.
for Meg.
Also, yeah, the wife of Ashton Kutcher, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I haven't thought of a second one yet.
Okay, no worries.
Jim, you got any?
Give me some time.
Oh.
Helen, why don't you go?
Helen?
Oh, the only person I could think of is Ross Butler. He's in a Netflix show of 13 Reasons Why. And
Oh.
second one, I don't have a second option.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Is Paul still
Um,
Googling?
Paul, it's okay, man. You can look up.
Looking up like a
I'm gonna zip my
porn
lobs. My lobs. What the heck am I talking about? My lips. Yeah.
Yeah, long.
I'm gonna look up my lobs.
I don't know if there's any porn star I want.
Wait, didn't you actually? I'll let you speak for yourself.
I mean, what I meant to say was, I don't know if there's any porn star I want to date.
Would you
Okay.
date a porn star if you had the chance?
Yes.
I mean, I would, but it would depend on their personality, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
And
it.
it-
Actually.
It's hard to tell what their personality is unless they have like an active social media that they constantly talk about besides like advertising porn and sex.
Yeah.
If all they talk about like porn and sex, like, well, I mean, it's like
those are
similar.
two favorite things, though.
I mean, that's like it's what they do, but it's
Yeah.
if it's just like it feels like if that's their entire personality, then it's hard to really get into.
Well, you don't have to take it. Well, you can take it too serious if you want. It's just for fun. Like if you had like someone that would have been like a possible person to date in an alternative timeline. Yeah, think real hard, man. you need me to give you some shoulder rubs just so you can like think better.
Nah, bro.
He wants the leg rubs.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I mean, I guess there's like, just like I literally just went on to Google and just like typed up like female actress. It's like okay, I need to know.
You know, it doesn't have to be female actress too. Just to let you know.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, porn star, but I honestly I know very little when it comes to, like celebrities and what they do in their personal life. I only know about some of their works, but I don't know what they are personally. So I'm just gonna do the most shallow thing, and it's like okay. I mean, I could see myself dating them, getting with them, and I just remember like this like one Korean actress from this K-drama I watched like a couple of years ago.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Park Shin-hye or Shin-hye. I don't know how you pronounce Hye.
Park Shin-hye.
Yeah, PARK space
Oh,
HIN
Oh wait.
you look
HY.
familiar.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think,
she's a really famous Korean actress.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
that one
She's
K-drama we
Really
watched with
well-known
Kennedy.
Korean dramas.
Oh,
She's a singer
really?
too.
yeah.
She's the main girl in the Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like saw her like, hey, I recognize her. And I remember
Oh.
she was like kind of a badass in that one show I watched. So I'll go with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she
That's
looks
a good. That is a good
she-
choice.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the
it's a good
Heirs.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't search it up because then it would tab to.
Oh yeah,
You,
no.
you always have your phone.
Nah, my phone's charging.
All right. That's my choice.
All right.
Not
good
based
choice,
on
good
any
choice.
like personalities or anything. I'm just picking arbitrarily.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think everyone went right, or did Jim go?
No, I didn't go. I'm not
It
gonna
is a-
say Paul's choice, but that's probably up there for me. But
Yeah, that's totally fine. And if you got none, that's totally okay. too.
probably Stacy Keebler.
Never heard of her.
Stacy Keebler. Like what? Like the Keebler elf?
Keebler. I spelled Keebler wrong. Oops. Okay. Oh wow. So she is.
Number 2 would be like I think.
Is
Vanessa
this
Hudgens or
WWE?
something. Huh? No, she was a actress.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
she's
some-
an actress and a model.
I'm saying some
I know.
WWE. I'm saying some WWE, bro.
You know, I'm surprised
Oh.
Jim didn't say Trish Stratus or something.
Mhm.
I have no clue.
I don't even
have
know who
no
that
clue
is.
what these
Nah,
people
she's a
are.
little. She's still attractive, but she's a little old for me now. So.
Oh yeah, you're not.
Oh, she's
It's not-
also
if someone more my age, probably Vanessa Hudgens. Then that's probably my second answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna switch Jennifer Lawrence to Trish Stratus.
I always liked Tori Wilson better than Trish Stratus.
Wait, did you
Was
say
that
Vanessa
actually
Hudgens
true?
earlier, Jim?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
Oh wow, dude, I did not know. She's from Salinas, California.
Yeah, she played the one chick in the main chick in High School Musical. That's all. That's all I know her from.
Yeah, that 2006 film.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think she's like closer to my age. I'm assuming.
She says that she's born 1988. 31 years.
That's fine.
Who
Still-
said
still within
31
our
years?
year.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'll probably make her number 1.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing about who you know. I thought that was cool just to get your guys's I cannot.
I believe
speak
in you,
to-
Jeffrey. You got this.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Anyone
got
want
it,
to pick
champ.
Hulk Hogan as a third?
Definitely, bro.
No. We should revisit the Hulk Hogan thing some other time. Have the greatest debate in the fan group.
I mean, we have already had this discussion. Just
I know.
rehashing it
Yeah.
for the audience.
But anyway, I guess what's gonna call it here. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can catch this again on the YouTube channel. It's gonna be re-uploaded there. If you want to catch the next live episode, it's every Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. PST. Usually, sometimes we start later, like 7:30. It just depends whenever already. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and hope Helen, you had a good time in this
I did.
podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice having you too, Helen.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Having you.
Yeah.
Of
We'll have
course.
we'll have you again in some future episode. And if you want to check the YouTube link, it's in the description below on the Twitch thing. But if you want to watch the live podcast, the link to the Twitch is on the YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And with that, if anyone else has anything to add, that'll be it for today's episode.
Thanks, guys, for
Okay.
watching in. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
tuning
watching.
in.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks,
Shout out to
everyone.
Jedediah, one of the most
Active fans.
talkative.
Yeah.
Oh,
viewer.
Very
one more
interactive.
thing.
Thank you, Jedediah. It's
One
nice to
last
see
thing.
you always.
If you're watching this live, don't feel free to comment in the Twitch chat. Makes things more fun to us, seeing you guys' reactions to what we say and what we talk about and all that stuff. It's anything for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. So same thing. Just makes us know that you guys are listening and have thoughts on things we say.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We love you too, Jedediah.
I don't love you.
Oh, okay, except for him.
Alrighty.
And remember, guys, in life there are winners and losers. And you, Paul, are a loser.
I don't know about that.